There are 6 key steps to finding your true, authentic path, and the second of those steps is really important, and that is getting to know your bearings. So you're on this journey and you've got to figure out where it is you are and where, importantly, have you been. And a big step in that is to look back through your journey up to this point and say, well, when were the times when I was most aligned? When were the times when I was least aligned? When was I closest and when was I furthest away from my true path? And when I did that process myself, the biggest moment that stood out, quite an extreme moment, was when I was just moved to Perth in Western Australia. And I was looking for that hallowed goal of sponsorship. And sure enough, one day I was working on site and a friend of mine called me and he said, my uncle's got an offer for you and it could involve sponsorship. So I ended up speaking to this guy, and like anything in life, these opportunities come with a catch when they're important enough. And this guy's a Scouser, and he phoned me and he said, yeah, mate, I've got an opportunity for you, and it's going to be big and I can sponsor you for it, and I think you'll be able to do it all right, but you've got to pretend to be a control systems engineer for one of my clients. What the fuck is that, for a start? And secondly, I'm in. Now, 2 pieces of really, really important information at this point. Number 1, I was working on site on a mine in the desert about 2 hours away from town. Number 2, I've got a degree in politics. I do not understand electrical or control systems engineering at all, but he informed me, he swore blind I'd be absolutely okay. He said, yeah, I'll rewrite your resume, mate, you'll be absolutely fine. So fast forward 3 days, because that was all the notice I had. He sent me all this paperwork all over the weekend. He said, learn all this, I've rewritten your resume, I've sent it out. He had told them, ladies and gentlemen, that I had a degree in electrical engineering. Not just that, but I had 4 years work experience, having worked with people like Nestle. So can you imagine the mindset that I was in when I sat there in this client's office and they listed through what they expected of me based on what they thought I could do? They sat there and they said, so we're going to get you to write our functional test specifications for our stockyard management system and our anti-collision software system. You've done all that before, haven't you? I was absolutely shitting myself, like proper shitting myself, gripping onto my seat, sweat pouring down my face. I didn't understand any of the words he says, and all I could muster was, yeah, I know all that. Sure enough, all I had to do was keep my head down. I just grinded away. I kept my head down. I didn't say a peep. Just remember, my entire life up to this point, for all of those people in the office, was a complete lie. I'd just been living in Whistler for 5 years. I'd been ski instructing and boozing and hiking and adventuring. No. According to my resume, I had been working 4 years after a 4-year degree in electrical engineering. I couldn't open my mouth. Now, for any of those who know me, I'm quite an open book. I'm quite a gregarious bloke, so that's quite a challenge. I ended up surviving, and that is the right word, surviving in this office for 8 months. Now, what is the lesson in this? Well, hopefully the lesson should be quite clear. I can look back at this situation now and I can laugh. But in actual fact, it was an extreme case of misalignment, of me being so far away from my true path, of having to mute my true personality and hide my true gifts. So yes, I can laugh about it, but was I happy during that 8 months? No. Was I fulfilled during that 8 months? Absolutely not. So what's the lesson in this? Well, the key thing is, you may as well enjoy the journey, because there is no destination.